Well, hi, everybody. Good morning. So I have to say before we start, I put out a little call out to our Sangha for support in getting a portable PA system so that y'all can hear me better. And I will say within 2 hours we had 90% of it. So I ordered, and it should be here sometime next week. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. And thank you for those who jumped in with support. And I think that'll help a little. Y'all didn't tell me you couldn't hear in the back, so. So with that, let's begin our service with the ringing of 3 bells, and we'll let the sound and vibration call us into this space, call us into the vessels of our bodies, and call us together in this practice. We'll also begin by saying the refuge prayer together. And the refuge prayer is, as a reminder, is always about us simultaneously taking ground within the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the Buddha is, yes, the historical figure, and yes, what he discovered about us in our human existence, that we all have the ability to awaken in this moment spontaneously. The Dharma are the teachings that allow us to consider an alternative idea rather than the unconscious conditioning that we have accumulated throughout our lifetimes. And the Sangha, which historically means the monastics, but here and now means all of us here supporting each other in this room, in this practice, in this exploration. So if you'd like to join me in saying the refuge prayer 3 times. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. I always like to remind us that our intention here in our practice is that we seek to experientially explore those teachings that we as individuals can deem to be undeniably right, wise, complete, and true through our own investigation. Not because anyone tells you that something is true, but through your investigation that you find these ideas and teachings to be of benefit not only to yourself, but to all other beings. We seek to do no harm in our practice, and we seek to benefit all beings without exception. So as we start this morning, we'll use our body and speech and mind and come into this space. When we meditate and practice, it's not about finding a cloud of bliss and escaping from our discomfort. It's about being present for comfort and discomfort alike. So as we meditate, we'll use our breath and our mind and our posture. So if you want to straighten your posture so that you can get a full deep breath in, and it's important to breathe into your lower belly. So when you breathe in, feel the belly actually move out. So the hara is what the Tibetans call it, is 2 fingers below the navel. So we want to focus our attention to that little spot. And as we breathe in, we feel that spot move out. And then relax. So take a few deep breaths. Feel the sensation of that full deep breath. To help us come into this space, we'll use our speech as well, the sound and vibration of our voices. We'll chant this morning the last line of the Heart Sutra, which is Gate Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhi Swaha. And it translates as going beyond, thoroughly beyond the beyondest beyond, enlightenment, yes, and then I like to say, and beyond. So it's about moving past even our own ideas and our own beliefs of what's happening in our experience. So letting go of those strangleholds on things that we think we have figured out. Gate, gate, paragate, parasam gate, bodhi swaha, gate, gate, paragate, parasam gate, bodhi swaha, gate, gate, Paragate, parasamgate, 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 bodhi Bodhi Swaha Gate Gate Paragate Barasom Gate Bodhi Swaha Gate Gate Paragate Parasom Gate Bodhi Swaha Gate Gate Paragate Parasom Gate Bodhi Swaha. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Letting everything settle. Letting go of the to-do lists. So first breathe, relax, center and smile. Relax and release all the physical and mental tension. Focus on your inhalation and simply relax on your exhalation. We're learning to let go of the habitual and neurotic tendencies and preoccupations. So just let go. Let everything come and go. Let everything be. Everything that's happening in this experience, sight, sound, taste, touch, sensations of our physical bodies, comfort and discomfort, naturally arising thoughts. We simply breathe and experience. Letting come, letting go, letting be. There's nirvanic peace in things left just as they are. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 So a few years back, I was walking out at Streamway Park. I used to bike that trail a lot, and I decided I was fretting over something and stressed out, so I thought I would go for a walk. So I drove out and parked my car and walked and thought and walked. And as I often did, I was super hyper-focused on the trail in front of me, blacktop or concrete or whatever it was. And just focused down and in my head and not really paying attention. And all of a sudden, this noise that I didn't quite recognize shocked me. And on the ground beneath me, I saw a shadow and looked up just in time to see this red-tailed hawk right in front of me. Had just swooped me like he was going to grab something out of my hair or something. And I remember that feeling of just like all the hair like just standing up on my head and feeling that sensation as if I had stepped on an electrical wire, and was so shocked into the moment. Of course, I was watching to see if he was going to do it again or what he was doing, or was he eating something or attacking something, or But I was brought up, and all of a sudden I was just so aware of the trees and the air and the sounds and the summertime that was happening around me. And I was like, wow, I was completely in my head. I was completely lost. And I know now through my practice that, that behavior is really quite conditioned. We're all very conditioned in the way that we react to all of the stimulus around us. We all get in our heads at times, sometimes more often than than we'd like. But it's a conditioned behavior that's just simply unconscious. We're just reacting. We're reacting in a way that we've learned to react to specific stimulus in our lives. Through meditation, we learn to cultivate a gap of awareness between stimulus and response, that we can cultivate an active awareness of whatever's going on. Even if we're in our heads, we can know that we're in our heads. And it changes things just that much. So we can't expect to benefit from any lasting change if we just continually keep falling into that same unconscious behavior. So we come here and we sit and we learn to practice having a different reaction, having a different awareness of our experience. So when we sit and are aware of all of the things that are going on around us, sounds and body conditions and aches and pains, and we're aware of that rather than falling into the unconscious behavior of trying to escape from our discomforts. The solution is that we retrain ourselves. We retrain our minds by just simply being aware, learning to be awake and aware of what's going on. And that creates a foundation for conscious, heart-centered action to then come from our awareness. At that point, we're learning to lessen our own suffering and the suffering of others just simply by our presence. We can be awake and aware and compassionate that others are in discomfort and suffering the same as we are. We were talking in our Tuesday class about the Four Noble Truths and the idea of what suffering is. And as you've probably heard me mention, it's not the gross suffering that we're accustomed to attributing to that term. But instead, it's so much more subtle. And it can be the ache and pain that you weren't really aware of. That your feet just hurt, and your tooth hurts, and you can't breathe because your sinuses are doing whatever the hell they do at this time of year. And instead of being aware of those issues, we just stuff them down. We've learned a conditioned pattern of just pushing those discomforts away. Sometimes because we just can't do anything about them. So we just tuck them away and distract ourselves with something else, something that maybe is even pleasurable, but sometimes just neutral to escape whatever's going on. So when we start to learn that each of us is suffering right now, and I like this exercise of asking ourselves, even during your meditation, to ask yourself, how am I suffering in this moment? So that you can be first compassionate to yourself, that there's something going on. You learn to be compassionate towards yourself, and from that comes compassion for others. It doesn't go in the opposite direction. We don't get backfilled. It starts with us, and our understanding starts with us. So last week we talked about that Lama Surya Das teaches us that we can become an awakener, an edifier, and a spiritual superhero. It takes that awareness, that compassion for oneself and others. He made a very big point in the teaching from last week in saying we're all going to die, but who's truly going to live? Wake up. It's now or never. As always, this has been your reality and your path. We're all here to explore our discomforts, our comforts, finding an enlightened and grounded peace through these exercises. I've talked about that the major differences between my past and my current now is simply awareness. Not getting so lost in the concrete on my walk, but instead aware that I'm stressed out, that I'm thinking of something, that there's something that's troubling my mind, and I can be awake and aware and show compassion towards myself in that moment and let it relax, let it start to fall apart so that it doesn't influence everything else that's going on unconsciously. Lama Surya Das says that in the ultimate sense, nothing matters. And in the relative sense, where we live, everything matters. All things are interconnected, contingent, and interdependent. All things. Everything occurs and functions through cause and effect, the inexorable law of karma. When we see others as ourselves, and ourselves in others, whom can we harm? Whom can we exploit? Unless we tame our unruly minds and habits, how can we benefit others? So there's a lot to consider in those words. In the ultimate sense, things are as they are. We aren't thinking, we're experiencing thoughts. We're not breathing, we're experiencing breath. This vessel that I refer to a lot in this experience that experiences sight and sound and taste and smell and thoughts and emotions is a vessel. So think about a cup. The benefit of the cup is not the solid cup, but the capacity that it has to hold anything else. Just like we are. We are the open, incandescent awareness that experiences all of those things simultaneously. And it can only happen through this vessel. So we don't fill it up with ideas and beliefs, but instead open so that we can truly experience this life in an ultimate sense. Relatively, we know we have aches and pains and emotions and sensations, and ultimately we are experiencing them. All these things are inseparably interconnected, and one does not exist separately from another. This is the true meaning and the quintessential essence behind the idea of no self. It's not that we don't exist. We don't exist apart from any of the rest of the experience. It's a lot to noodle on, so give it a little go and sit with it during your practice this week and understand your experience through the vessel that is not separate from anything else. Remember, as we expand our wise and complete view, that our actions and our reflections of compassion and altruistic generosity are then the outcome of our wise and complete understanding. Remember that we're untying the knots of a lifetime or more of conditioning and reactivity. So make certain that you're aware of that and that you're being kind to yourself in that process. By simply changing our outlook and understanding will positively change your experience and everyone around you. Just simply by being awake and aware. Yeah. So, our Foundations of Buddhism kicked off last week. So we will jump into week 2 of week 6. If you are interested in jumping in, let me know, either by registering online or send me an email or pull on my skirt and tell me before you leave today so that I can have materials for you. It's not too late to jump in. We'll jump into the Eightfold Path this week. So it's a good conversation. It's a good group of people. So if you want to jump in, please do. I put some little half-sheet flyers in the entryway for the retreat that I scheduled, a half-day retreat I scheduled at Plaza Wellspring. She has a great little space over there that has all the equipment that we need and cushions and chairs, and she's a great partner to us. So we'll kick off our first retreat over there on the 21st of April. So that's out front. It's also on the website, and I'm pretty sure I put it on Facebook and Meetup and all the places you can find it. So that's there. What am I forgetting? The Nelson is coming up the first Thursday of the month. If you haven't come and done the chanting and meditation there, it's my favorite thing I do all month. So come and hang out and do my favorite thing with me. And I think we're still at the Japanese Buddha this month, and then I think maybe we move back into the Chinese temple next month. So it'd be very cool. Maybe next month, I'm not sure. Depends on when that jade suit goes to wherever jade suits go. It is a death suit, so. There's a donation box out there. There's a donation box downstairs next to the coffee and the snacks. So go and commune with each other and hang out. And as always, let's dedicate all the merit of our practice and consideration of these ideas and teachings with the bodhicitta dedication. Remember, bodhicitta is awakened heart mind. So when we say body, speech, mind, heart mind. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. Body, speech, and mind directed toward awakening and for the benefit of all beings without one single exception. Thanks, all you Buddhas.